Alright, hi guys, it's Quirky. I'm back again. We're gonna go through some of the smaller staple homes that I have, like the Barbed Hook, the Flaming Nix, some other ones. Sister Sands, or whatever that one is in Sentinel. Um, So here we are at the Barbed Hook private room. Now these houses have a little bit larger of a capacity. With my ESO Plus membership, I can put up to 100 traditional furnishings in them, which I actually found to be a little excessive for most of them. But it could very easily not be excessive depending on how you want to decorate. So let's head on inside and see what we're looking at. So this is the Barbed Hook private room. The Barbed Hook is in Oregon in Skywatch. I guess it's sort of convenient if you're working on the High Elf Oregon quest line or whatever. Otherwise, I don't know, it's kind of out of the way, even in the town itself, to get to it, so it's not the greatest location. You can see if we look at the map, it's all the way here on the outside of town, like you're heading down towards the docks, so, and it's okay. I don't know. It's fine. So this is my Barbed Hook private room. Got a lovely roaring fire. We've got Newsme cooking in the corner, although I didn't give her anything else to work with except a pie. Not because I ran out of things, like slots to put things in, but simply because I was too lazy and, putting wine bottles on a wine rack, pain in the ass, just saying. And then also, I think at the time when I was working on this room, I didn't have a lot of nickel, and I didn't want to buy it, so I didn't make a lot of food items, because provisioning takes nickel. Why you'd want to put nickel into your food is beyond me, but yeah, apparently that's what happens in Tamriel. Everything's laden with nickel. Might explain a lot. Anyway, we have a lovely dining setup right before this roaring fire. And of course, we've got a bookshelf with desk. This was so much easier because I had so much room that I could furnish this bookshelf very easily with all my various myths. Most of them are High Elf related, as you can see. The Thalmor Handbill, Kinlord Rillis and the Mages Guild, Variety of Faith, the High Elves. I'm not as concerned with staple homes with keeping to a theme, but this one begged me to, because look at this, but it's very, very High Elf. So, put in a little Alinor potted plant. I think I can make this one now. But I don't think I made this one. I think I bought that one. But anyway. We got some storage coffers hiding in the corner. And then I built stairs. But the stairs are annoying because you actually have to jump up them. You can't just walk up them. Got a bed, an unusable trunk, a nightstand with candles, dresser, lovely tapestry of some unknown visage. I don't really know anywhere in Tamriel that has the stupid trees like that. Arborvitaes? Are they called arborvitaes? I don't know. All I know is I really hate them, and they're mosquito breeding grounds, and this picture's full of them. But, yeah. Anyway. So I used some, dwarven support beams to give my stair support, and I used wood elf drying rods, or whatever, to make handles, railings. And then I used a whole bunch of shelves and some planks to make stairs and supports. It's not perfect. The stairs really need a lot of work. And I did try uh, putting them closer to see if I could just walk up them, and it still wouldn't let me just walk up them. I think their physics are possibly slightly off, but or it's just like, this isn't a stair, so you have to not walk up it. But yeah, at least it looks like stairs. That's the important part, right? Right. So, I love this fireplace a lot. It gives off a nice bit of light. I love the crackling sound. Oh, I built a shelf with 2 crate lids for above my fireplace. They might be a little bit crooked. Don't judge. But yeah. And we've got a rug that matches the tapestry up there on the floor. So I can walk all over those hideous trees. And of course we have Tithus over here, because no house to me is really complete without the banker and the merchant, because I always need them. I'm sure most of our lovely guildies know that I have inventory management issues. My inventory is always full. Unlike all my characters, my bank is always full. And all of my storage containers are full. I wouldn't say I'm a hoarder. I would just say that Zos makes it very difficult to throw away armor sets, because they'd all, well, not all, but most of them would be useful in some situation or another that I keep thinking I'm going to find myself in, and then I don't. But anyway, that's not related to housing, so we will get into that some other time. But yeah, those are actually individual boards. There is a floor thing, like, you can buy it in several of the furniture merchants throughout Tamriel, but I usually buy it in Hollow City in Cold Harbor from Kreutzbitz, whatever the heck his name is. But it has a weird ridge line holding the planks together, obviously, and I didn't like how it intersected. So instead, I just used individual boards to make up this floor. And I had the extra spots for it, so why not, right? Right. Okay. So that's this house. So, like, you take something that's actually quite small, and let me tell you, for a staple not free in-room, this is one of the smaller ones. Again, I don't know who designs for the High Elves, but they clearly hate us. I mean, they clearly hate anyone who would buy property in the High Elf zones, because everything they make is pretty small and awkward. I mean, even if you look at, like, the Alinor Townhouse, the rooms are so long and narrow, and it just makes furnishing them really awkward and weird. You can do beautiful things with them still if you get creative, but for the most part, they're just small, they're awkward, they're whatever. But I came in here and I was like, wow, that ceiling is so high, and this is all the floor area they give us? Hence, stairs and a platform loft thing. So, but yeah, you can do that, and it's kind of fun if you don't mind hopping up your stairs all the time. Okay, let's go to the next one. The next one we will go to is the Sisters of the Sands apartment. So this is the DC Zone 1, and it's in Sentinel. Doesn't look anything like this. They really love the Rosy Lion. Not really sure why, but they really love the Rosy Lion. But I really like the Alakir stuff. Like, a lot of people are not a fan because desert, sand, everywhere. But I love Redguard stuff, and I just love the windows and stuff like that, and the Alakir Redguard themed houses. I mean, like, how pretty are those windows? They're gorgeous. Also, it's obviously nighttime. So this one, instead of making it into a home, I made it into a business establishment. So this is a lovely little bar, tavern, whatever. And we've got Newsme, of course, our merchant, at the bar, serving up drinks, keeping track of her coins. We've got some bread and cheese fondue. This is actually an Ashlander food thing, but felt it went pretty well. We've also got an Alinor rug. Yes, I know. We'll just pretend they stole it from High Elves and threw it in here. Used a nightstand as a table over here. Fit better than most of the, because most of the actual, like, smaller tables for Redguards are actually pretty large still. And then this, the curtain or whatever, is actually one of the few that you can walk through. And yes, I realize it's at a funny angle. If I didn't put it at that angle, this little thing went into the wall. It looked weird. I don't know. I think it's less weird this way than it was in the wall. Feel free to disagree. And so I made this little office. So we've got Tithus here with his little lockbox that sadly you can't actually pick. It'd kind of be nice if you could. We even have a thieves' trove over there on the shelf behind him. Needless to say, this might not be the most clean-cut establishment in the world, but it's fun. And we've got some chests to, you know, fill in space. But I really love these curtains because you can walk right through them. So I did leave a little bit of space too when I put them in that way, just in case I wasn't able to walk through that curtain, because I didn't know when I put it up whether or not I could. But I can, so I didn't have to worry about it. Yay! Whee. Still feel like it could probably use a little bit more lighting in here, but since it's a slightly seedy establishment, that darker, you know, not so well lit look is probably better for it, right? Right, exactly. So, yep. That's the Sister of Sands apartment. Making myself dizzy moving this camera around. Sorry, guys. Okay. And then we will go to Deshawn and go to the Flaming Nyx Deluxe Garret. This was actually one of the first ones that I got that wasn't a free im room because it was, I think, like 13,000 gold or something like that. But I use Mournhold for most of my crafting. I use it for my master writ turn-ins and stuff like that. And also for picking up pledges, etc. So because Mournhold was like my hub, I was like, well, how can I get all of my characters here really quickly and easily? Oh, let's buy this apartment. So we did. And for a while, this place was just literally storage. And I had it so full you couldn't come down these stairs. Obviously, I've cleaned it out a bit since then. We still have some things from all different places. I like to think that the owner of this room is a adventurer who travels all over Tamriel and takes whatever the hell they want from their travels and brings it back here and puts it out for display. So we've got a high elf bench, we've got a Khajiit urn, high elf gilded flask thingy. We've got this lovely cat that meows at me, sometimes hisses. It's got an attitude problem. Storage barrels, etc., probably filled with more illicit goods stolen from, obtained during their travels. Various rugs. This is Orcish. This one's a Breton rug. Got a Dark Elf bed. And of course, we've got Thorvakun's head, or, a dragon's head, up on the wall, threatening to fall over whoever sleeps here. You've got to be pretty brave to stay a night in that bed. A Murkmire tapestry. Just kind of cool looking. Craglorn again. I did have the banker and the merchant in here at one point. I don't remember why I took them out, but I did. I might put them back someday. Who knows? But I thought about making this, into something more interesting than just a bedroom. But when I was decorating this one finally, I'm still kind of using it as storage in a way. I basically said, hey, what do I have a lot of extra of that I could just, put into a room and make it look interesting? And so this is what happened. I put all my spare bits and pieces here, and that's how it became an adventurer's room that brought back lots and lots of trophies from their travels. Basically. Yeah. I really love this ceiling, though. I mean, can we just appreciate that gorgeous rounded ceiling with the, herringbone kind of woodwork going on? I mean, it's absolutely stunning. And it's quite large. I mean, it's a little bit of a pain because it's curved, to really get anything on the walls nicely. Like, even these shelves are kind of funky on there, but it is fairly large, and I do really like it. And even this little honeycomb style floor is rather pretty and cool. They just used a lot of interesting patterning with this room that's very nice. That's that one. So let's see if we go here. Got a couple other smaller houses to look at. Blackvine Villa, for instance, and Snugpod. I think we will go to Blackvine Villa first. It's not as big as this picture would imply. This picture is not at all the Blackvine Villa. Not sure why they use it. They do this to us a lot with housing. The picture that they give us when we're zoning in, not actually accurate for the place we're going, but it is high elf in nature. So this is the Blackvine Villa. This is the courtyard. And I threw out some random trees and flowers to fill in some flower beds. Got my special horses. I've got my beautiful sparkly horse that Maranye usually rides. And then I've got my unicorn, which is, of course, I have to have the unicorn. And this is what Lena usually rides, although she's not riding it currently. But yeah. Big old gate. Teeny tiny little door in. And then inside, I have turned it into a bookstore. Or like a mini library. I don't know. Whatever. We got some drapes. We got Newsme here to check you out. With various trinkets and stuff like that. Magical or otherwise. Floating books. I love them. So this technically has an alcove behind it. You can kind of see it there. But I blocked it off for the bookshelves. And these are the Murkmire Grand bookshelves. Some of our guildies may know how obsessed I was with getting these bookshelves. um, I found the recipe thanks to another lovely guildie, Gwendeth, for 450,000. 450,000 gold for a recipe. It is literally the most I've ever paid for any recipe ever. It is a purple recipe, so they are usually pretty expensive, unfortunately. Um, Mildly regret, but then I don't because I look at these shelves and I love them. And they actually go really well, despite the fact that they're Merkmeyer bookshelves, so they're technically Argonian. They fit really well with the color of the wood, the stone here. Um, and so they just, they don't scream lizards in any particular way, honestly. Uh, so I really like them. But if anybody needs one or two of these at any point in time, I'd love to make use of this recipe more so than just for this one particular house. So feel free to hit me up. um, and then we have our banker here in the restricted section. He's got his restricted bookshelves, and then he's got his restricted magical trinkets and potions on his various shelves. And a little jewelry box filled with who knows what. Gave them a little cozy reading / game playing table here. And we have a little shrine to Azura over here. Actually kind of waiting for them to come out with a Hermaeus Mora statue because he'd be much better for a bookstore. But we haven't gotten one yet, so Azura for now. She'll do. But yeah, so that's... I've got a Imperial Brazier upside down for my lighting in there. Because I have a lot of various one-off furnishings that I don't have a good place to use them, so I have to get creative and make them work. Got my dwarven light up there, here. So, and my Redguard Oasis runner. I love this runner so much. It's so long though that it doesn't fit in a lot of places. But I managed to make it work here. And so that's that. My lovely bookstore. And also, if any of you, I don't know if any of you are interested in like role play or anything like that, but if you ever want to make use of one of these houses because you think that it would be cool for that sort of purpose, let me know. I'm willing to switch my primary residence around relatively frequently. So there we go. There's that. So the last one we're going to do here today for these smaller homes is going to be the Snug Pod. This is outside Eldenroot, the second non-free in-room home that I bought because really freaking convenient. Being right outside Eldenroot, sorry. Being right outside Eldenroot, it's close to the Undaunted. It's sort of close to the Master Returnants and stuff like that. Mainly I use it to get to the traders in Eldenroot very quickly. So I can buy things, furnishing things, usually. So. Alright. So, we've got a Chokethorn trophy over the door. Trying to scare captives from leaving the Snug Pod. We've got a throne, or not a throne, but like a worship station to infernal guardians of the forest. You know, what else? They love their forests and stuff. We've got coffers, a small eating station down here, or like a desk for putting together poultices, etc. Got some lovely meat and bones, and you know, because wood elves, they love meat a lot. Isn't that right, guys? Yes? We've got a bantam guar, we've got a goat, we've got Nuzame, we've got the banker. Yes, they are usable through these bars. And as long as they stay usable and useful, they'll probably just stay in these bars and not. Yeah. So anyway, wanted to give this a very earthy feel, so we've got some vines going in, and we also... Okay. I always get stuck here. No one else ever seems to get stuck there, but I always get stuck there. Okay. There, we did it. Okay. Not the best stairs. I admit it. But it is what it is. These little mottled Ashlanders or Dark Elf, whatever, rugs here are also pass-throughable. You know, they're phantom. So, then we come upstairs. And that may or may not have been, you know, a friend, relative, whatever, to Nuzame or Tithys or, you know, companion. Who knows? We've got dinner. Yes, there are potatoes on here. And an apple. Wood elves that follow the Green Pact strictly would not be eating potatoes or apples. But let's just say my wood elf doesn't follow the Green Pact particularly well, other than the fact that she may or may not eat people on occasion. So, we've got more little storage chests. We've got a little bathtub, like a washing tub and a stool, and yes, the bathwater may or may not go through into the stew pot with the bones. Ew. Gross. Totally wood elf-like. Wood elf canopy and wood elf rugs, so bedroom-esque things going on here. A wood orc dream catcher. May or may not be made out of wood orc bones. I plead the fifth. And of course, they're fermenting their own alcohol. Why not? I've done that before. In real life, at home. It took forever. It was awful. I'm impatient, and so it didn't work for me. It's not something I'll ever do again, but it was an experience. So yes, for our little cannibals, this is the house. Thought about putting a third floor on, because you can technically fit like a little third platform up there. But in the end, this is all they really needed. So this is what I did. I'm so sorry, guys. Hopefully she won't eat you anytime soon. Yeah. So thank you for watching and putting up with my rambling. And hopefully I didn't make you sick with the camera movements. Again. Bye.